War domain. War has many manifestations, can make heroes of ordinary people, can be desperate and horrific, with acts of cruelty and cowardice, eclipsing instances of excellence and courage. Clerics who tap into the magic of the war domain excel in battle, inspiring others to fight the good fight, or offering acts of violence as prayers. Gods of the war domain watch over warriors and reward them for their great deeds. They include champions of honor and chivalry, as well as gods of destruction and pillage. Other war gods take a more neutral stance, promoting war in all its manifestations and supporting warriors in every circumstance. So what we're saying is that Goku would be a war domain cleric. Anyway, no idea where that one came from. Anyway. War domain, bonus proficiencies are now divine order. Domain spells is changed. War priests now lets you use the mastery bonus of a weapon. Oh boy, they buffed war priest. Hot damn. Guided strike now lets you benefit yourself or another creature, and it's triggered by missing. Oh, crap. War God's Blessing, redesigned to allow the cleric to protect its allies. The form of functionality of this feature has been incorporated into Guided Strike, sure. Has been replaced by Blessed Strikes in the base class. Now provides resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, not just non-magical versions. Damn, that's good. Oh boy. I think War is going to be good. Okay. Let's see. Domain spells. Let's see. Used to be Divine Favor, Magic Weapon, Shield of Faith, and Spiritual Weapon. Yeah, so it's Divine Favor and Shield of Faith. As the first levels, Magic Weapon, Spiritual Weapon, same thing. Crusader's Mental Spirit Guardian, still the same. Freedom Movement Stoneskin, still the same. Flame Strike became Destructive Wave and Hold Monster. So it's legitimately just this change. Okay. War Priests. You're training with weapons light. Use the mastery property of one kind of simple or martial weapon with which you have proficiency. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can change the kind of weapon you choose to be another ineligible kind. So, I get where this comes from. I don't mind it. The issue that I have, and that I've always kind of had, the issue that I have with masteries, apart from the fact that they do allow you to kind of change up your weapons, and that they, you know, this pretty much means that like certain weapons are going to be better, even though like originally for those, I think I mentioned this in the previous video, but like the big issue that like a bunch of weapons had is like longsword, warhammer, and battle axe, I think it was, were three weapons that literally the only reason you picked one over the other was either price or flair. Those were the reasons you picked them. And now if you give them different masteries, there's a reason to pick one weapon over the other, right? The other thing was there were so few reasons in the base game, not really looking at like specific features, to pretty much like a rapier versus a longsword. The only advantage that a longsword had was the fact that it was a versatile weapon, but usually you'd use it with a shield anyway. There were very little cases where you were actually able to just purely use its versatile property, because if you consistently used a versatile weapon as a two-handed weapon, you'd be better off with like a greatsword or a great axe or whatever, right? This kind of changes that. So this does mean that the weapon you pick is going to matter. So I don't dislike this. It's just, how many times are you really going to change your like how many times are you really going to change your mastery? Anyway, that's just me shitting on the mastery system again, because I don't think it's bad. It's just it really needs it needs an overhaul, and it needs improvement is really what I'm saying. In addition, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action. You can use this bonus action number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. Regain all expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. That is slightly ridiculous. I mean, to be fair, it is now a level 3 feature. We need to keep that in mind. Like the 1 level cleric dip. Because I remember Yella actually doing this in the King's Trilogy, where he played my Elemental Master. It was a level 5, then 6, then... or I don't remember if it was 5, 6, 7, or 6, 7, 8 levels of characters. But pretty much what happened is he took 1 level of cleric so that he could pretty much use his multi-attack and then bonus action attack again, and he would get bonuses because of the way that Elemental Warrior worked. The issue is, like, not really an issue, but this is a really decent fucking feature now. This is just like you get 4 bonus action free attacks with a weapon, which is pretty fucking good. And I think, well, to be fair, originally you were able to use a shield as your holy symbol. I don't know if you're still able to do that, but yeah. So like, you know, like sword and shield, and you just like cast spells with your shield and attack with your sword. Like, I don't know. Actually, yeah, I'm like thinking about that. Like, depending on how you're ruling, like holding weapons, this might be pretty weird. Huh. Anyway, 3rd level, guided strike. You give a creature, whenever you want a creature within 30 feet of you misses with an attack roll, use your reaction. Did this used to be a reaction? Huh. It didn't. It is a reaction now. Which, to be fair, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, okay, I see. I see where this is going. Yeah, okay, so in the original version, the plus 10 to a creature within 30 feet of you was a 6th level feature, and Guided Strike was your 2nd level feature, which they now just munched together into one feature. And then War God's Blessing used to be a reaction to grant that creature a plus 10 to the roll. That's okay, sure. Yeah, okay. I'm following. So now they just remade it. Whenever you cast Shield of Fate on another creature, the spell also affects you. And you can cast the spell once without expending a spell slot. Regain the ability to do so when you finish a short rest or long rest. So you can give 2 people a plus 2 to AC, but you are concentrating on something. At 6th level, how many spells are you concentrating on? Did they make... They change... I think... I seem to remember them changing... I seem to remember them changing Spiritual Weapon at some point, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't remember if they actually did. I feel like they at one point gave it a concentration part. And I remember thinking that it sucked. But I don't remember if that's the case. I legitimately don't remember. Yeah, they changed it at some point. Yeah, it became concentration in the cleric. It became concentration in the glossary of the cleric UA. But if I'm remembering this correctly, They got rid of that change in the Druid and Paladin version. And I think Spiritual Weapon is not a concentration spell. Yeah, so I think, how many spells does Cleric really use these days that are like... Then again, you have to look at like the Divine spell list technically, but like, how many of them? I mean, Bless, okay, sure, Bless Bane, Detect Magic, but that doesn't really matter that much. Detect Evil and Good, Detect Poison and Disease. Protection from Evil and Good if you're like in a decent situation for it. Silence, not really. Locate objects. Hold Purse is a big one, that's true. Enhance ability, meh. Calm emotions, meh. Aura Vitality, Beacon of Hope, Bestow Cure. Okay, there are a decent chunk of concentration spells. Spirit Guardians, Spirit Shroud, okay. So you don't necessarily want to give up your... Then again, like if you have 2 or 3 combats in a row and you've given up like a lot of your spell slots, this is like a first level spell that you get for free constantly, so it's not bad. I wouldn't say this is like the best effect that you can get, but like getting 2 Shields of Faith, meaning that you're literally just saying like, hey, this is 2 times plus 2 AC, which can really affect battle a lot. Like, yeah. An Avatar of Battle is now bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Like, honestly, at level 17, if you're running into non-magical weapons, they're probably small fry that you one-shot anyway. So, yeah. Now this is at least a good ability. This is really good. This pretty much means that like any non-magical damage is going to get halved somewhat at least. It's still not perfect value, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty fucking decent. Yeah, I mean, not unexpected, I would say. Like the Shield of Faith on 2 characters is a fun little touch, although I feel like they're reusing this a lot. Like this, you can cast a spell and you regain it on a short or long rest thing. It's okay. I'm gonna be honest, like Cleric doesn't feel different to me in any way, shape, or form than it was. The only thing that I'm really a big fan of is Divine Order, and they fucked Thaumaturge of it, in my personal opinion. I don't think this is worth it in 90% of cases, if I'm being perfectly honest. I feel like they fucked Divine Spark, kind of. I don't know. Yeah. But I guess that's Cleric.